I'm up here at 1750 Boulderview Drive in Atlanta. This is kind of going to be a progress slash what's next slash well, I'm trying to find the word for it. Like opinions on what should be done, like recommendations on stuff too. So right here, we're gonna have to come down through here with the machine, of course. But we'll talk about progress first. And we're starting back here in the backyard because we're already back here. Looks like Axel and them have removed done a lot of the demo and stuff. They removed basically the burger bars and stuff off the house. And while they were up there, they went ahead and took the vines down, which is good, on the sides and the back here. So the first thing we'll talk about back here really is this deck, or this patio that's already here. So looking at this, what I'm proposing we do with it is basically leave this brick patio part and these steps here, right here. Now we definitely need to pressure wash all this off and figure out exactly what it looks like under there, but for the most part, I'm thinking it's just gonna be bricks, like a brick walkway right here, kind of like a paver type looking thing. So if we can just keep that here, then that'll keep us at the level we need to be already for the door. So let's forget about putting the deck up here, see if this is an option. And then we can leave the steps too. We'll leave these as they are. We got to do a little bit of repairs on them, like right here and stuff. A little bit of repair on this little retaining wall. But if we bring the machine up here and start ripping all this out, that's going to create a big problem, I think. If we just leave it here as is, and then we can come right here and build the deck up about 7 inches right here, just like a step higher, and go across with it all the way to here, and basically build our deck out that way, like this. See what I'm saying? And then come back. That way you're coming out here, you're walking down the steps. If you're going to the basement, you're going there. If you're going onto the deck, you're stepping up from here onto the deck. And then from that part, you come over here and you walk down the steps, right? So that's what I'm proposing that we do, versus disturbing and trying to mess with all this. Because I think we could, with a little bit of work, leave this as it is, leave the steps, leave the retaining walls, and utilize these steps basically all the way up. We may have to do a little bit of work, like right here, but for the most part, we can just leave these steps here. All right, so we'll look at it from up here too. So yeah, you can get a pretty good idea. But yeah, leave this here and just build the deck from here out, making it so that it steps up right along in this area, like a step up. We don't want to make it flush because it's probably going to be obvious that this paver patio is not perfectly level. We put a perfectly level deck there and we try to have them at the same level, and there's going to be like a ledge there going up and down and all that. If we raise it up about 7 inches, that's going to be less noticeable. But anyway, let's walk around to the front yard here. Pretty good bit of room still in this dumpster. They probably could put these, unless they want to scrap them or something, these burglar bars, these appliances, and go ahead and get that into the dumpster. Any of this scrap old wood. And they've done a lot of this trimming already on some of this landscaping and stuff. You can see this house is really cleared out a lot more than it was before. They could probably pull that cable wire off the face here right there. Let's walk inside the house now. All right, walking in here. First thing I see here is the laundry nook, and it's perfect. 33 inches deep, like it's supposed to be right here. So this is good. into the kitchen right here. They pretty much tore all the sheetrock off the walls. I'm almost thinking the best thing to do, since how the sheetrock is all the way back to here, is to have them remove all the sheetrock from the ceiling in here and just put new sheetrock. I think it's going to be the quickest thing to do when it comes time to, when you consider trying to peel off all this popcorn and then try to piece in these pieces. That's probably going to be the easiest thing to do right there. So moving into here, into the family room, everything's great. All the stuff's been removed. Nice flat ceilings here. Nice flat ceiling here, no header, nothing like that. We got the doorway here with a header in it to this bathroom. I've confirmed the measurements in here. From here to here are perfect, exactly where they're supposed to be. There's a little bit of dead wood in areas that need to be put in before the sheetrock can go here. They'll probably know what dead wood means when we say it. But other than that, this framing's excellent. Got a good header. All right, so move on into here. This is the doorway from the family into the master bedroom. Used to be over here. We moved it over here because we had to have room for a closet. So that's what we had to do. So here's the closet. Got a good header on it. Looks good. Needs dead wood right here for sheetrock. This pipe has been disconnected. Here's a part of it up there, part of it here. This pipe is very important. It connects the hot water heater. It vents the hot water heater and the heat and air unit. It's got to be hooked back up. Got to maintain clearance to combustibles, all that good stuff. I've kind of went over this with Charlie. Charlie's here, by the way, with me. And we're kind of going over all this stuff. So that's pretty much it on the closet. So now let's move to the master bathroom. Moving in here, first thing I noticed is we need to raise the floor up. I think we've already talked about this, to this level. This level. Not the hardwood floor level, but this level. Inside here, all this. Raise it up. But we've got room for a shower over here, correct dimensions. Room for a 30-inch vanity. Right, so you got from here over is shower, from here over vanity, from here over toilet. So that's pretty much it in here. And looks like we might, we need some dead wood over there in that corner. Yeah, all this pipe has to come out, but that's what the plumber. This is something that we could probably have Axel and them do. They can go ahead and remove these pipes, these plumbing pipes and all that out of the way, so they can go ahead and fix this floor in here. So let's move on to the next thing. I'll try to make a list off this video of things that Axel and them can go ahead and do now. Like right here, we need some boards in here in this corner right here to fit deadwood inside here for this. That needs to be put in. Moving on right here to the hall closet. This is getting a little 18-inch door that needs to be ordered sooner than later. Right here, it's going to be a specially ordered door. It's going to take probably 3 weeks to get here. But right now, this can be framed up to have a 20-inch rough opening. That's in the plans. And like right here, we don't have a header right here. We need a header right here. These are all things that's going to get called out on the framing, on our rough framing inspection. So let's make sure we get that taken care of. Moving into the hall bath here, this floor's got to be raised up a lot, like 3 or 4 inches. So that can be done. Now, another thing in here too is this sheetrock in the ceiling. This might as well be pulled out. It's got so much work to do around it and scraping off this crappy looking popcorn right here that this needs to be removed out and just redone completely. Not just a big waste of time to try to salvage this. That's pretty much the big things in there. Yeah. And another thing, when you walk in this room, we have an issue here. I called out, this is my fault. I called out to put a little like 2-0 door in here, from here to here, and to frame this in. But I wasn't thinking about this old plywood stuff that's already in here, right? So if we close it into here, we got to deal with this finding this stuff to match to put from here over to here. So what we decided to do with it, take out this stud, this stud, this stud, take the studs, turn them sideways and set them to the back of the wall here, one here and one over here, and then we'll put sheetrock on top of those, right? Then you're like 2 inches back right here. So you got sheetrock here and 2 inches of gap. Then we'll put a regular door in here that covers from here over to here. Then when you open the door up and you look at it, you're just gonna see this flat sheetrock wall corner right here inside the closet. That's the best we can do with that. All right, let me come over here. I'll fall this way now. All right, now. So now, I think that's about it. Yeah, that's pretty much it for right now, but just a big picture of what we got to do is we got the next step here is to get the thing, we have all these little repairs done I just called out, and then we need to get the plumbers, electricians in here, and then we need to call for a rough inspection. So that's our next big milestone is a rough inspection passing. So plumbers, electricians, and get our guys to do a little bit of minor framing punch out work they got to do. And of course, we already talked about the deck. But what that deck entails, before they can get out there and do that, we have got to come up here and get the landscaping, the rough part of landscaping done. So we got to come up here and get all this stuff out of their way, right? We got to make a decision on what we're going to do, move all this shit out of the way. They come right back up here and go ahead and get their footings put in. Be nice to, when we get the rough inspection done in here, to get these footings inspected at the same time. What will be nicer is if we actually got our skid steer back quick, come up here and get this done for them, and we'll move this part forward without worrying about the rough stuff inside the house, whether it's done or not. I mean, we can call these inspections in for these footings anytime. Doesn't mean doesn't have anything to do with the inside of the house. So if the skid steer gets back, say the end of the week, we jump on this Monday, Tuesday next week, they could potentially be putting the footings in after that, and we get an inspection put in. Then we get the deck, they can get on the deck. So things they can do before any of that stuff happens is kind of what I called out. They got to get the rest of this trash up, do all the framing punch out inside here that needs to be done, pull out all the sheetrock that we talked, maybe the sheetrock out of this ceiling in the kitchen, ceiling in that bathroom, and then they can scrape all the popcorn off the rest of these ceilings too and get all that cleaned up real good. And then another thing that they may want to do to help themselves out is go ahead and get the trim material and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Go through here, make a good detailed list of what all doors they're going to need, right? All the baseboards they're going to need just to get a jump on it. That way that part's done. And go ahead and load that stuff in the house. You know what I mean? Let's say, what do they got? What can they, all the trim work, millworks needs to be ordered and got in here. And like this door. That door's gonna take 2 or 3 weeks to get. So if they don't have nothing to do, they need to come over here and order that. Anything they can do like that to keep themselves busy while we're trying to get the skid steer up here so we can finish this deck is gonna be valuable. Like this right here. What are we doing with this? Is the floor guy filling it? I guess the floor guy's going to, hardwood floor guy's going to come piece this in or something. I guess these are decisions back to Sean, you and I need to think about what we're doing with the floor in here. Like I know we were debating about the kitchen, so what we got here now is a hardwood floor about flush with some plywood. So it would be ideal probably if we just put tile in here, I think. But anyway, those are questions that we got. This video is getting to be like 15 minutes long, so that pretty much should be about it. And just briefly talking about plumbing and electrical, we're going to come up here. We got a plan that we provided for the plumbing and electrical that we know about, like adding stuff to a bathroom, stuff like that, right? So that's one thing we got to do here with the plumbing and electrical. The other thing is the stuff that's already existing here currently, right? So how far do these electricians and plumbers think the inspector's going to take us as far as concerning the stuff that's already here? So I guess what I'm trying to say here is they need to understand when they come out here, hey dude, if there's aluminum wire in the house, I know we're only talking to you right now about the bathroom, the bathroom light and stuff like that we're moving, but what about everything else in the house? You know what I'm saying? Or is the inspector going to be okay with this other wiring? So they need to look at that and give us their best guess about it. If they say, heck, man, if you're adding this bathroom, we got to redo this panel. We didn't know that. So make sure they understand that not only are they estimating the cost of what we're asking them to do, like for the bathroom and stuff, we're also asking them, what about everything that's already there? We good with that stuff? Or is that stuff going to be good? So that's pretty much it. But yeah, that'll pretty much be it for this video.